After returning from a love trip with her lover, my fiancée asked for an open relationship. I kicked her out. Be me, 29-year-old marketing director, living in Boston. Story about how my world turned upside down. Need to get this off my chest. Been with my fiancée for 5 years. She's 26, let's call her Kate. Met during sophomore year in college. She was everything you could want. Smart, funny, had this energy that drew people to her. Started as friends but quickly became more. Fast forward through college. Living together, sharing bills, planning our future. Everything seemed perfect. Got engaged last year. She said yes without hesitation. Already talking about buying a house, planning to have kids someday, building what I thought was our perfect life together. Everything changes after her girls' trip. Gone for about a week with her friends. She was super excited before leaving, making all these plans, talking about everything they were going to do. I encouraged her to go, told her to have fun. She works hard at her graphic design job. Thought a break would be good for her. When she comes back, something feels off. Can't explain it exactly. She's physically there but mentally somewhere else. Usually greets me with big hugs and stories after trips. This time barely says a word. Just shrugs when I ask about the trip. Says it was fine. Walks past me to bedroom. Leaves suitcase by the door. Not like her at all. That night at dinner, she barely touches her pad thai. Keeps scrolling on her phone. Never been the type to be phone obsessed before. Red flags starting to wave. But I ignore them. Tell myself she's just tired. Next few days get even weirder. She's constantly on her phone now. Like literally glued to it 24/7. Never been like this before. Can't ignore it anymore. The way she acts around me changes completely. Avoids eye contact. Gets distracted when we talk. Physical affection just disappears. We were always pretty affectionate before. Not saying we were all over each other, but now there's this invisible wall between us. Can feel something seriously wrong. Decide to give her some space. Think maybe she'll snap out of it. No relationships aren't perfect. Figure if I back off, she'll open up when ready. Spoiler, that's not what happened. Distance only gets worse. Try to talk to her after dinner one night. Ask if something's bothering her. Ask if there's anything on her mind. She just says everything's fine. Claims I'm overthinking things, but her voice doesn't match her words. Sounds like she's trying to convince herself more than me. Let it go for now, but deep down know something isn't right? After 5 years together, you pick up on these things. Don't want to push too hard, but it's eating me up inside. Keep wondering what's really going on. Start noticing more weird patterns. Gets texts late at night, flips her phone over when I walk in. Not the type to snoop or make accusations. But this isn't normal behavior. Think about confronting her. Don't want to seem paranoid. Try to focus on work instead. Keep myself busy. Figure if something's up, she'll tell me eventually. Man, was I in for a surprise. Looking back now, think I knew something big was coming. Just didn't know what. Should have trusted my gut more. One night she comes home from work. Says we need to talk. Heart immediately sinks. Because let's be real. Nothing good ever starts with we need to talk. Try to play it cool. But mind is racing. Wondering if I did something wrong. We sit on the couch. Can feel the tension in the air. She's fidgeting with her hands. Avoiding eye contact like plague. Classic signs of bad news incoming. She finally starts talking. Hits me with, I've been thinking a lot about our relationship lately. Her voice is too calm. Too careful. Like she rehearsed this. Raise my eyebrow and ask, thinking about what exactly? Just, how we could make it better, she says. Finally looks up at me. Better? What's wrong with it now? She hesitates for a moment. Bites her lip nervously. Nothing's wrong, she says quickly. I mean, things are great. Then drops the bomb. But when I was on the trip, some of the girls opened up about their relationships. They talked about how happy they are because they found ways to give each other more freedom and trust. Just sit there blinking, trying to process what she's saying. Freedom and trust? I repeat. Getting more confused by the second. What does that even mean? She's twisting her hands in her lap now, voice still weirdly calm, almost too calm, like she's trying to convince herself this is normal. Won't look me in the eye, keeps staring at the wall behind me, like she's scared to see my reaction. The way she says everything is so rehearsed, can tell she's practiced this speech dozens of times, makes it feel even worse. This isn't some random thought. She's been planning this conversation. Takes a deep breath, like she's preparing for something big, then drops the real bomb. I think we should try an open relationship. Brain literally short circuits. Just stare at her, trying to process what she just said. Wait, what? I managed to say. Voice comes out louder than intended. She looks at me with dead serious face. I've been thinking about it for a while now, she says. Words coming out all deliberate, like she's trying to convince both of us. MFW, she suggests open relationship after 5 years together. Just sit there staring. Can't believe what I'm hearing. An open relationship? Are you serious right now? Yes, she says, tone calm but firm. It's not as crazy as it sounds. A lot of people are doing it. It works for them. It's about trust and being honest with each other. Voice starts rising with anger. How does bringing other people into our relationship have anything to do with trust? Where is this even coming from? She sighs and runs hand through her hair. I know it's a lot to take in, but I talked to some of the girls on the trip. They shared their experiences. They're happier now. They said it's brought them closer to their partners. Shake my head in complete disbelief. And you thought what? That I'd just jump on board with this? That I'd be okay with it? Her face softens. Tries to act all patient with me. I didn't say you had to decide right away. I just think it's something we should consider. We've been together for so long. I want to make sure we're still growing. Not getting stuck. Feel this huge knot forming in my chest. So now you think we're stuck? After 5 years together? You think the solution is what? Sleeping with other people. She flinches at my words, but doesn't back down. It's not just about that. It's about exploring who we are as individuals, while still being together. It doesn't mean I don't love you. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, feeling absolutely miserable. Can't believe what I'm hearing. 5 years. 5 damn years of building a life together. Now she wants to throw it all away like this. We'd never even talked about open relationships before. Wasn't part of who we were, or what we wanted, at least as far as I knew. Ask her where this is coming from. Are you unhappy? Is something missing in our relationship? She claims no, says she loves me, says our relationship is great, just thinks this could make it even better. That makes 0 sense to me. If things are great, why would you want to mess with them? Her response makes me even more angry. It's not messing with it. It's evolving it. Lean forward, narrow my eyes at her. Is this about someone specific? Did you meet someone on the trip? Her head snaps up, looks almost offended. What? Oh, of course not. Shakes head quickly. You're sure? I press. Study her face carefully, because this is coming out of nowhere. Starting to feel like there's more to this. More than what you're saying. I swear, she says. Voice gets higher than usual. There's no one else. I didn't meet anyone. It's not about that. It's just something I've been thinking about. That's all. Lean back and cross my arms. You swear there's no one else? Watch her carefully. She nods with tight expression. Yes, I swear. This isn't about anyone else. It's about us. Tell her I need time to think. Don't even know what to say anymore. Go to bedroom. Sit there staring at wall. Thoughts racing everywhere. Is this even real? Is she serious? Do I even know her anymore? After about an hour, come back out. She's still on couch, scrolling through her phone. Like nothing happened. Like she didn't just nuke our relationship. Stand there for a second. Finally speak up. I can't do this. She finally looks up, face completely calm. What do you mean? I mean, I can't do an open relationship. I'm not interested, and I don't think I ever will be. Keep my voice steady. Sets her phone down on coffee table. Crosses her arms. Well, she says slowly, maybe we should take some time. Figure out if we're still on the same page. About what we want. That's it for me. Just stare at her. Can't process how casual she's being. 5 years. Voice starts shaking. We've been together for 5 years. And this is what you have to say? Like it's no big deal? Her face changes. Finally starts realizing how serious this is. I didn't mean it like that. Says quickly, I just think we need to talk. About what we want for the future? There's nothing to talk about. Say it firmly. If you want an open relationship, then you're not the person I thought you were. I'm not going to sit here while you dismantle everything we've built just because your friends got in your head. She sits there stunned. You're seriously kicking me out over this? Voice breaking. Yes. Stare her down. Pack your things and leave. Her eyes fill with tears. Starts crying. I didn't mean for it to go like this. She sobs. I just wanted to have a conversation about it. That's all. I didn't mean to hurt you. There's nothing left to say. This isn't a conversation I ever wanted to have. I can't do this. And I won't. She wipes at her face, sniffling as she gets up. Heads to bedroom to pack a bag. Don't follow her. Don't say anything else. Few minutes later, comes out with bag over shoulder, stops at door. Is this really it? Asks softly. It is. Don't even look at her. She hesitates, then opens door, walks out, sit down on couch, stare at empty space. Where her things used to be, feel like whole world just imploded. Keep asking myself how we got here, but no matter how many times replay it, can't find answer that makes sense. That was the beginning of the end. Night she left, apartment feels empty. Her stuff still everywhere. Clothes still in closet. Toiletries in bathroom. All her little things scattered around. But she's gone. Hit me really hard. Next morning, my phone won't stop buzzing. Grab it groggily from nightstand. Her name everywhere. Texts, missed calls, voicemails. Can't escape it. Scroll through messages. Please, can we just talk? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just want to explain. Play snippet of voicemail. Hey, I know you're mad. You have every right to be, but please just give me a chance to talk. I need to explain. I can't lose you like this. Then her friends start calling. They'd heard what happened, all tripping over themselves to apologize. Claim it's their fault. Say they were hyping up open relationships during trip. Say she just got carried away. One even says, we didn't think she'd actually bring it up to you. Like that makes it better. Tell them all to back off. Not interested in excuses. Not interested in justifications. Most pissed about how easily influenced she was. If friends could talk her into this, what else could they talk her into? My family gets involved. Mom keeps saying you dodged a bullet. Dad rarely gets involved in my personal life. But even he speaks up. Says I did right thing standing my ground. Their support means a lot. Already second-guessing myself. Her family different story. Her mom calls. Says I should give Kate another chance. She's just confused. Her dad tries guilt trip. You're throwing away beautiful relationship. Over a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? She asked to sleep with other people. How is that a misunderstanding? Worst part is mutual friends. Some try making me feel like I overreacted. One even says, she was just being honest about what she wants. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, honesty is great. But there's difference between honesty and blindsiding your fiancé with something that goes against everything you built. One friend, let's call him Tom, really gets under my skin. Keeps telling me I'm being old-fashioned. Says I need to be more open-minded. It's 2024, man. Relationships aren't black and white anymore. Can't believe he's defending her, especially since he's seen what I'm going through. Then there's Lisa, one of Kate's closer friends. Let something slip. Turns out Kate had been talking about open relationships before the trip even happened. Apparently brought it up as joke during group hangout. Few months ago, everyone just laughed it off then. Makes me feel even worse. Like I'd been left in dark while she was testing waters. For months, apparently. Just great. Spend next few days trying to figure out what to do. She keeps calling, keeps texting, begging to meet, wants to talk things through. Part of me wants to hear her out. Other part's still so angry and hurt. How do you come back from something like this? How do you trust someone again? Someone who can casually throw grenade into relationship. Feel stuck in weird limbo. Don't want to see her. Don't want to hear excuses. But idea of not getting answers. Eating away at me? What if there's more to story? What if she's been lying about everything? Even before open relationship thing? Remember pacing in living room. Going over everything in head. Even consider calling her. Pick up phone several times. Stop myself every time. Finally, couple close friends convince me. You need closure. One of them says, otherwise this will keep eating at you. Much as hate to admit it. They're right. Need answers. Eventually decide to meet her. Mostly want to see if she'll come clean. Something telling me there's more to story. Need to know what's really going on. Set up time to meet at local cafe. Not sure what hoping for. Maybe explanation that makes sense. Or at least genuine apology. But wasn't prepared for what about to find out. Show up to cafe 10 minutes early. Want to get there first. Find good spot. Mentally prepare for whatever coming. Nervous as hell. Just want it over with. She walks in right on time. Looks like hasn't slept much. Hair messy. Minimal makeup. Looks stressed. Small part of me feels bad for her. Have to remind myself why we're here. Sits down across from me. Few seconds of just staring at each other. Then she starts talking. Apologizes right away. Says she handled everything wrong. Never meant to hurt me. Claims idea of open relationship wasn't long-term plan. Says friends brought it up during trip. Got caught up in their excitement. Says it was just what-if scenario. Something to talk about. Not something she was serious about. I never wanted to hurt you. Keeps saying it. I just wanted to explore the idea together. That's all. Tell her if she really valued our relationship, wouldn't have dropped bomb like that. Should have talked to me first, not waited until after trip, where friends clearly influenced her. She nods. Tears well up in eyes. Says she understands. Looks genuinely upset. Still not buying it. Something about explanation doesn't add up. That's when decide to ask. Something wasn't planning on. Can I see your phone? Her face goes pale. Never forget that look. She hesitates for a second. Then hands it over? Probably thinks won't actually check. Not usually that kind of guy. Never felt need to invade privacy before. But gut feeling too strong to ignore. Sitting there holding her phone. Heart pounding so hard, Can feel it in ears. Part of me doesn't want to do it. What if find something? That completely changes how I see her? But other part needs to know. Can't shake feeling something's wrong. Hands shaking as open messages. Doesn't take long to find what looking for. There it is. Conversation with guy don't recognize. Been chatting for a while. Clear this isn't just friendly banter. Find flirty messages. Late night texts. Suggestive comments about seeing where things go. First message catches eye. Some guy don't know. They're chatting back and forth. Not just friendly small talk. He's calling her babe and cutie. She's not shutting it down. Instead encouraging it. Responding with laughing emojis. Saying things like, "You're too much." One message from him says, "Can't wait to see you again." Feel absolutely disgusted. That's all need to see. This isn't just her thinking about open relationship. She'd already started exploring it. Put phone down. Look at her. She's already crying. Mumbling something about how it's not what it looks like. Just talking. Tell her to stop. No point lying anymore. So this open relationship idea wasn't just idea, was it? Ask her. You were already testing it out. She flinches, breath catching in throat. No, it wasn't like that, says quickly. Words tumbling over each other. I was just talking to him. That's all. It wasn't serious. It was a mistake, okay? A stupid mistake. A mistake? Voice rising now. You were talking to him, flirting with him, making plans with him, and you expect me to believe it was just a mistake? It was... She's crying harder now. I didn't mean for it to go anywhere. I love you. I don't want to lose you. Look at her, full of anger. You already lost me. Say it flatly. The second you thought it was okay to bring someone else into this, into us, you lost me. Please, she begs, please don't end this over one stupid mistake. I'll do anything to fix this. Stay calm because we're in public. But inside, I'm furious. Fact, she even entertained idea while we were engaged. Enough for me to walk away. She keeps apologizing. Don't want to hear it? Stand up. Tell her I'm done. Leave cafe. As walk away, feel strange mix of emotions. Anger. Sadness. Relief. Even bit of clarity. Watch her sitting there crying. Trying to explain herself. Not the kind of tears that feels sincere though. More like panic. Scrambling to fix situation. She's lost control of... Her words feel rehearsed. It was just talking. Keeps repeating it. But tone doesn't match words. No real regret in her voice. Just fear. Fear of consequences. Fear of being alone. Fear of losing comfort of what we had. Looking at her, finally realize can't do this anymore. No matter what she says, damage is done. For first time in weeks, know exactly where I stand. Not going to let her drag me through mud. Not going to let her play games with my emotions. Whatever we had, it's over. After meeting at cafe, think that would be last of it. Block her number that same night. Delete her from every social media platform. Don't want to see her. Don't want to hear from her. Don't even want to know what she's doing. I'm done. Get few days of peace. She doesn't try to reach out. Finally start to feel like can move on. Then, out of nowhere, mutual friends start texting me. They heard what happened at cafe. Most reaching out to apologize. Word got around about guys she was talking to. Suddenly, people who'd been defending her before, switching sides. One of her friends tells me she started dating the guy right after our breakup. Not surprised at this point. Obvious she'd been lining him up. In the background. What catches me off guard though, how quickly things go south for her? Apparently posting pictures of them together, all over social media, trying to make it look like they're perfect couple. Mutual friends say it comes off as forced, like she's trying too hard to prove something. One of her captions reads, "When you find someone who truly understands you, feels like dig at me." But funny thing is, people aren't buying it. Couple of friends tell me she blocked them after they called her out for moving on so fast. Then just a week later, posts stop. No more pictures, no more cute captions, just radio silence. Word starts spreading. He ghosted her. She's losing it. Telling people how he led her on, used her, but honestly not surprised. It's like karma showed up to collect. She had no idea how to handle it. When hear about this, don't feel bad for her. Call it petty, but feels like karma doing its thing. Can't treat people way she treated me. Expect everything to work out perfectly. Life doesn't work like that. Some of mutual friends start cutting ties with her. Say she's been acting toxic, spreading lies about me, playing victim card hard. She's telling people I was manipulative. Says I didn't value her. Complete BS. Luckily, most friends see through it, especially after finding out she hooked up with guy, literally day after our breakup. Wild how quickly people turn. When truth comes out, couple of same friends, Who told me I'd overreacted? Now apologizing left and right. Admit they were wrong to doubt me. Say they didn't realize how messed up situation really was. Tell them it's fine, but honestly feels good having their support again. As for her, tries calling me from different numbers. After I blocked her, guess when guy ghosted her, started rethinking things, decided she wanted me back. Leaves me voicemail saying she's ready to work things out, says she realized how much she loves me. Don't respond. Don't even think about responding. By then completely over it. Person I thought she was, person she turned out to be. Two very different people. No going back after everything. Cutting ties wasn't just about technology, about fully removing her from my life, both physically and mentally. Pack up rest of her stuff. She'd taken essentials night she left, but lot of things still scattered around apartment. Her clothes still in closet, toiletries in bathroom. Random little things everywhere, like her favorite coffee mug, books she always kept on nightstand. Packing it all up feels weirdly emotional. Every item reminds me of life we built. For a moment, wonder if being too harsh. Then think back to cafe, to messages on her phone. Any second guessing disappears. Text her from burner number, one she doesn't have saved. Tell her pick up stuff by end of week, or it's going to Goodwill. Shows up 2 days later, looking like she's been crying. Don't let her inside. Hand boxes at door. Say goodbye. Close it. She doesn't argue, doesn't try pushing way in, just stands there for second, like wants to say something, then leaves. That's last time see her in person. Still had loose ends to tie up. We had shared accounts everywhere. Mutual subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, even utility bills. Go through everything systematically. Cancel what can cancel. Change passwords on everything else. Anything that connected us has to go. Not trying to be petty. Just need clean slate. Hardest part is mutual friends. Some already cut ties with her after everything came out. Others still trying to stay neutral. Get why they don't want to pick sides. But for me, there's no middle ground. If you're still hanging with her after all this went down, don't want you in my life. Simple as that. Tell few people outright. Not comfortable staying friends. If they're still close with her, most understand. But couple people act like I'm being dramatic. You can't just erase 5 years like it never happened. One friend says, but that's exactly what need to do. One by one start trimming down circle. Not about punishing anyone, about protecting myself. Don't want to hear about her. Don't want to see her in tagged photos. Don't want updates about her life. Few weeks later, hear from mutual friend. She's still talking about me, spinning stories to make herself victim. Telling people I overreacted. Says I humiliated her. Conveniently leaves out part where she was talking to another guy. While we were engaged, let it roll off my back. Not interested in clearing my name or setting records straight. People who matter already know truth. Anyone else can believe whatever they want. Eventually, noise dies down. Her name stops coming up in conversations. Texts from people trying to mediate stop. People trying to explain stop too. She just fades into background, like she never existed. And honestly, that's all I ever wanted. Look back now. Realize dodged major bullet. Better to find out true colors now than after marriage or when kids involved. Still hurts sometimes. Thinking about what could have been, but no made right choice. Can't build future with someone who'd throw away 5 years for some fantasy about open relationships and guy who ended up ghosting her anyway. Life moves on. Get better every day. Sometimes still catch myself thinking about good times, but then remember how it ended. Remember messages on her phone. Remember her fake tears at cafe. And no made right choice. Some things just aren't meant to be fixed. Some people aren't meant to stay in your life. Important thing is knowing when to let go.